Okay, guys, we are ready. Welcome to this edition of Yogalates. Go ahead and step to your mat. Turn the music up a hair. Modify as needed, please, please, please. We're going to start off in an extended triangle today. So take a wide but strong stance with your feet. Then we're going to turn the left toes pointing straight forward. Your back foot is pivoted. So we got that front lead left foot heel facing right to the back inside of your back right foot. Let's take that left hand down the leg. Reach up high to the sky. Keep your back flat. Take the hand down inch by inch. Once you get to your lowest point, without dropping your chest, go ahead and extend that right arm over. So we're tracing down the left leg with the toes pointing ahead. We've got that back right leg nice and straight and strong. We're bending at the hips, keeping the knees straight, reaching across through those right fingers. Let's take 3 breaths. Get the right side of your body as long as you can. Getting a great stretch all down the right side. Starting to get into those left hamstrings. Take it a little lower on your exhales. 2 more breaths. Keep that chest tall. Remember, that imaginary wall is behind you. We're staying flat against it as we reach. Move with your breath. Let's take 1 more breath into it. We're going to go to a triangle fold. Take your right hand down to join your left, wherever it is. You can take it to your ankle, your foot, or all the way to the floor. Carefully fold into the left knee. Let's take 3 breaths, folding into the left knee, triangle fold. Great hamstring stretch. Always moving, working with the breath in these Yogalates flows. On those exhales, take the hands down a little further, fold into the leg a little deeper. 2 more breaths. I like to do more classic Pilates breath, in the nose, out the mouth, but you breathe freely. If you want to go in the nose, out the nose, that's more classic yoga breathing. Let's take 1 more breath into our triangle fold. Give those hamstrings a little time to stretch. Then we're just going to peel the back up. Trace the hands back up the leg. Turn those lead left toes forward. Turn your right toes out for triangle. Take the hand down slowly. Reach that top left arm to the ceiling. Push your left shoulder back. Reach behind you. Keep your back flat. Find your sticking point as low as you can. Now extend the top arm to make that left side as long as you can without bending the knee or dropping your chest. 3 breaths. Reaching across through those left fingers. Getting a great stretch all down the left side and the right hamstrings as we fold. 2 breaths. Work through those sticking points on your exhales. 1 more nice big breath in. Good. Take the left hand down to join your right, wherever it is. You can stay up here on the shin if that's where you were. You can try to get down to the ankle, or if you have the mobility, take the hands to the floor without bending the knee. Relax down into the leg. 3 breaths. That's our theme for this flow. 3 breaths once we get to our sticking point. Relaxing deeper on the exhales. Take your chest head down into your leg without bending the knee. 2 breaths. One more breath. I'd like to do that 1 more time with you guys. Unroll the back up. So just unwind, trace the hands back up, turn the right toes forward, turn the left toes out. We're still in our wide stance. Let's see if we can get a little bit deeper this time. I'm going to take my hand all the way to the floor. If you have that ability, go right ahead and join me. You're welcome to stay up here on the shin and just keep tracing down little by little. 3 breaths. We're going to get a little deeper on this one. Getting blood flowing, getting those first initial adjustments out, loosening everything up. 1 more breath. Take it to your fold. Bring the right hand down. Turn and go square over your left leg. Fold into your knee. We're going to take it a little deeper this time. 3 breaths. Nice and relaxed in the head, shoulders as we fold down. 2 breaths. Those hamstrings, real dense, fibrous muscles, they take a little extra time to stretch compared to a lot of the other muscle bellies. 1 more breath. Nice and easy. Unroll the spine up. Drag the arms back up your leg. Turn those left toes forward. Turn the right toes out. Go right into your extended triangle as long as you can. Staying flat against that imaginary wall behind you. Take the hand as low as you're able to. Shin, ankle, foot, or floor. 3 breaths. One more big breath in your extended triangle. And let's go ahead to our fold. Take the left hand down to join your right, wherever that may be. Fold into the right knee. Hopefully you're really strong in your legs. When we go into warrior triangle sequences, you got to feel really strong in the feet and legs. Try to keep those feet exactly where they are throughout the whole sequence. 2 breaths, folding into the knee. Moving through the hips, keeping the knee straight. 1 more breath. Your feet should still be nice and wide. If you need to bend your knee to take the hands to the floor, do so. Walk them under the chest. Turn your right toes forward, so we're in a nice high tabletop position. We're going to go wide-legged downward facing dog. Keep the weight and effort on your legs. Dive the head down. If you need to soften your knees up to get your hands out to the floor, do so. Reach out through your arms. Spread your fingers wide. Push your head, chest towards your mat. Pull the shoulder blades back. 3 breaths. Great back stretch, lengthening the spine, stretching the upper back, hamstrings. Diving deeper, reaching out further on the exhales. Let's do 2 more. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. You're in a wide, strong stance in your legs and feet. Let's take 1 more breath in our wide-legged downward facing dog. Pull the shoulder blades back, reach further, push your head, chest down. Okay, walk the hands under the chest. Keep your feet exactly where they are. We're doing a sequence all in this wide stance. Let's go ahead and start some lateral low lunge poses, and we're going to alternate through them. Keep the feet flat. Let's get the knees and ankles moving and grooving. Use your breath. There's a good ankle adjustment. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you drop the hips, bend one knee. Get that nice stretch. Adductor complex, inner thighs up into deep inner hip and groin. Move with your breath. I always say, don't worry about moving exactly with me. It's about your breath, your energy, your mind-body connection. Inhale when you come up, walk the hands as needed. Exhale down into the pose. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep them going, getting deeper and deeper as we go through them, always working through our sticking points every week. Let's do a couple more on each side. Take your time. Try to keep those feet nice and flat. Get those ankles moving. Let's do 1 more on each side, just for good measure, as low as you can go. Final lateral low lunge pose. Come back to the center, under the chest. Bring the hands behind you for mudra. Lock the fingers together. Dive your head down as deep as you can. Extend the arms as high as you can. Pull the shoulder blades back. Extend the arms as straight and as high up as you can as you pull the shoulders back and dive the head down. 3 breaths. Great chest stretch, whole shoulder girdle. 2 breaths. One more breath in our mudra. Take the hands down to the floor before you unroll the spine up, nice and slow, 1 vertebrae at a time. And when you get to the top, we're gonna already take it down to the floor. So I'd like to ask you to step to one back edge of your mat, wherever you can see me best. Remember, I'm not seeing you, so move your monitor anywhere you need to. We're gonna hand walk out into either cobra or upward facing dog. Cobra, knees come down. Upward facing dog, knees stay off. I'm gonna do an upward facing dog. Walk the hands out, come into full prone plank. You can either let the knees drop, or you can flatten the feet out, keep the knees off. Reach the head, chest up, pull the shoulders back. If cobra is too much for you, here's how we modify. Low cobra on the elbows. You still lift the head, chest, you still pull the shoulders back, keep the abs tight. 3 breaths, whichever position is working for you today. Abs tight, squeeze your glutes in as you flex your hips into your mat, reaching the head, chest up, pulling the shoulders back. 1 more breath, and let your knees come down. If you're an up dog, push back to our child's pose. Sink back. Let's give the low back a little break, decompress. Take the energy all the way down. 3 breaths. Feet together, knees out a bit wider. Usually works well. Play around with it. Get as flat into your mat as you can. Butt to the heels, feet flat. Stretch the arms out. 3 breaths. Restore, recharge. Take the energy all the way back down. 2 breaths. 1 more nice big breath. We're gonna come right into table pose. And we're doing quadruped, bird dog. Arms under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Keep your head down. Look at your mat. I'm gonna turn that music down just a hair. I feel like I'm yelling. Sorry for that. I hope you've been able to hear me okay. Okay, opposite arm and leg, head down, flat back. Keep your chest stationary on your breath. Left arm, right leg, extend, reach. Draw the abs tight. Take a breath into it. And exhale down to table pose. Inhale up to the other side, right arm, left leg. Reaching through the fingers, through the toes, drawing the abs tight. Exhale down to table pose. Inhale up. Trying to get a little further, a little higher each time. Exhale down. Inhale up, moving with the breath, always. Exhale down, fluid, precise movements. Inhale up. Exhale down. Here we go, keep them going. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do 1 more on each side. Here we go, high as you can. Inhale up. Reach, 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 abs tight. Squeeze your backside. Exhale down. Last bird dog, inhale up. Reach, reach, reach. Okay, good. Let's go into modified down dog to get a little better stretch on the back. In case those hamstrings were holding you back in the wide-legged down dog we did before. Have your knees right under your hips. Stretch your arms out as far as you can in front of you, wider than the shoulders. Open the fingers and hands really wide. Now push your chest down to the floor, low as you can, reaching out through the arms, keeping the knees under the hips. Look at that nice angle we're making with the spine, that great stretch, lengthening the spine. Keep reaching out as far as you can through the fingers. Pull your shoulder blades together and push your chest down into your mat. 2 more breaths. We're going to go into our heel presses, followed by pigeon after this. Really laying laying out the itinerary today. Last breath, reach, push the chest down. Okay, drag the hands back, come into table pose. Go into a prone position or a down dog position that is the most comfortable for you. And here's our heel presses, or they also call these walking the knees and down dog. So we're turning the hip in with the bent knee. We're pressing the opposite straight leg heel into the floor. And that is where we're getting that great stretch. Really warming up the posterior chain, Achilles tendons, soleus, caps, hamstrings, low back. All getting stretched, all moving and working together in this. It's a great warm up. I do these pretty much every day. Us tall guys, stretch the backside out a lot. Keep going with your breath. Don't worry about following me exactly. Move with your breath. I'm just inhale, twist. Exhale, press the heel. Inhale, twist. Exhale, press the heel. Let's do 3 more. We're going to pigeon in just a second. If those arms are getting tired, 2 and 1. Flatten your back out. Cross the right leg under to our pigeon pose. Slide the left leg back. Remember, don't roll to your side in pigeon. We want this little gap. We're going to pull that foot up as high as we can under the stomach and chest. Then we're going to slide that left leg back. Here's where we're stretching. If you can, fold down into your mat, take it a little bit deeper. 3 breaths in our pigeon. You might have to stay up here, that's fine. Remember, nothing past an 8 of discomfort when we stretch. Mild to moderate discomfort is fine, no pain. 2 breaths. I forgot to turn my fans on. It is warming up in here. Let's take 1 more breath. We're going to do that on the other side. Heel presses to pigeon with the left leg. Take the hands under the shoulders if you're folded down. Bring that back, left knee off the floor. Uncross your right leg. Take it to down dog and walk the knees. Walk in the knees, heel presses. Here we go with your breath. Press that heel firmly towards the floor. Fold your head and chest down into your bent knee as you press that straight leg heel back and down. Keep trying to get a little deeper into it. Stay fluid. Move with your breath always. 3, 2, and 1. Flatten the back out. Hover. Cross the left leg under slowly to pigeon. Slide the right leg back. And remember, the higher up your foot is that's crossed under, or the more parallel your shin bone is to the top edge of your mat, the bigger the stretch you're going to get. Fold into it if you can, or stay up high on the hands. 3 breaths. Give it some time to do its thing. Those muscles in the back of the hip, some time to lengthen, relax. Good glute stretch, piriformis. Very common problem area. Glute medius, piriformis, they very often get overactive. Let's take 1 or 2 more breaths into it. Then we're going to push back and just sit up tall. Camel is our next position. We're going to stretch the front of the hips and abdomen. So we just stretch the back side of the body a lot. Heel presses, pigeon. Go ahead, uncross your left leg. Come to table pose first, and then just sit up tall. A couple ways to do camel. I'm going to start with the very easy modified version, which is really just a nice gentle back bend. Take the hands with his mic pack. I got to get some Bluetooth. It's 2021. We need Bluetooth in here. All right, hands behind the back. Have your toes, be on your toes, and push the hips forward. Look up and back behind you. Pull the shoulders back, push the hips forward. Squeeze your glutes in. Keep the abs tight. Take a breath into it. Let's hold on to this one for a little bit. Now, if you feel like you can go a little further, we can take one hand at a time to the ankles. Push the hips forward, pull the shoulders back, open the chest up, abs tight, squeezing the glutes. Take another breath into it. If this is still very feasible and easy for you, put your feet flat. Take the hands all the way back to either your ankles or the floor. And take a breath into it. Whichever position you're staying in is great. Push those hips forward, pull the shoulders back, looking up and high to the sky, open the chest up, abs tight, squeezing the glutes. 2 more breaths, just for good measure. Squeeze those shoulder blades, push the hips forward. 1 more breath, and whichever position you're in, just come forward out of it. Put your toes together, knees apart, sink back into our child's pose for a quick recovery breath. Relax down. Let's just give everything a little bit of a break. 3 breaths, restoring, recharging, not engaging any muscle. 1 more breath. Okay, sit yourself up. Please have a seat on your bottom by just swinging your legs out in front of you. Once you get on your butt, go ahead and roll yourself back. Either roll back using your abs or go to your side, whichever your back is okay with. Let's open up and decompress in our good morning stretch. Love doing this. When we get flat, we can open the whole body up. Reach back through your fingers. Reach down through your toes. 3 breaths. Get as long as you can. One more breath. We're going to do just a couple other stretches, a couple other poses, and then we're going to go ahead and get into our final cool down shortly here. Let's take the arms to the sides with the palms down. Bring your knees up at 90 degrees over the hips. Have your feet touching and your knees a little bit wider like this. We call this like a clamshell position. And we're going to double hip twist to start. So all I'm doing is just using my abs to gently, slowly, fluidly let the legs kind of oscillate side to side, rotating side to side, keeping the shoulders stationary. And we're just getting some nice gentle movement in the low back, hitting that lumbar, going side to side, good. Using the oblique system, glutes, all the abductors and internal, external obliques in the trunk. And of course, move with your breath. I just got a couple of nice little adjustments from these. I'm surprised after all that other stuff we've done. The goal is to get that outer knee down to touch the floor and then push that top knee down towards the bottom knee without letting your shoulder lift on the opposite side. And that is where you really start feeling that stretch down there on the opposite, on the back side of that top hip, opposite side. Let's do a few more. If that's easy for you and you're getting all the way to the floor, no problem. Try extending the feet up a little bit higher. A little bit more weight into the stretch, a little bit more effort from the oblique system. Stay in control. 2 more on each side. 1 more time, over and back before we cradle. When you come back over your body, hug the knees into your chest and body as firmly as you can so your tailbone lifts. 3 breaths. Squeeze your abs in. In fact, push your chest into your knees as you hug them down. Turn yourself into the smallest little ball you can make. Squeezing the abs, hugging the knees. One more breath, getting as small as you can. Okay, great. Keep the right knee up at your body and extend the left leg down straight. We're going to stretch the IT band and that big biceps femoris hamstring head, which is that lateral one. It's kind of on the outside, back outer side of the thigh. So we got that left leg up as straight as you can. We want to lengthen the IT band and the hamstrings as much as possible. Take your right arm out to your side with the palm up. That's our anchor point where our leverage will come from. Take your left hand to the outside of your right calf as high as you can grab, keeping that leg as straight as you can. Take it over to the left as if we were doing a single lying hip twist, except the leg is straight. And take that leg over as far as you can without letting that right shoulder lift. That's very important. As soon as that shoulder lifts up, you're just stealing range of motion. You're taking away from the stretch. 3 breaths. Locking the knee as you take it over. You're probably feeling a really big stretch right on the outer back side of the knee. And that is where those hamstring and IT band attachments start coming in. They get really tight. 2 breaths. We're going to give it a little bit of time. Try flexing your toes towards you. That is going to wake them up. 1 more breath. There's tendons that run all the way from the bottoms of your feet up the front of the leg and all the way up to where that IT band and hamstring attachment is. Feel that difference when you flex the toes. Okay, come back to the center. Starting to turn into an anatomy class, sorry. Extend the right leg down straight. Bring the left leg up. Follow the same steps. Put your left arm out to your side. Grab the outside of that left leg as high as you can on the calf somewhere and start to guide it over. Take it slow. Very common to have a tighter side. 3 breaths once you find your sticking point. Keep that leg straight. Keep the left shoulder down. I find it helps if you turn your head and look down your left arm to just kind of force that side to anchor a little bit better. Two breaths. Going into our final cool down very shortly after this. One more breath, lock the knee, flex the toes, take it over as far as you can. Okay, come back to the center slowly, bend the knee. Go ahead and extend the left leg down straight to join your right. Make sure your toes are pointing out and your heels are facing in. Relax your arms to your sides with your palms up and close your eyes. We're going to take 5 nice, long, deep Shavasana belly breaths in our corpse pose. All the way in, every bit of air you can. All the way out, every bit of air you can. Let's do 5, just like that. Here we go. 5. 4. 3 more big, deep belly breaths. Everything's getting heavy. 2 more big belly breaths. 1 more big, long, deep belly breath. Once you let all that air out, bring your arms behind you. Reach back through the arms as far as you can. Bring your feet a little bit off the floor if your back is okay with it. Reach down through the feet, reach back through the arms. Take a big breath into it. Bring the knees into your chest 1 more time. Hug them as firmly as you can and massage the back and spine side to side. Take a few breaths. hugging, but that tailbone lift and just nice little massage, rocking the back. One more breath. When you're ready, open up your eyes. Let your feet drop down to the floor. Go ahead and sit yourself up any way you like. That is where we're going to have to stop for today. It's that time. Thanks for coming for Yogalates, guys. Let me come pause that recording.